From generation to generation, humanity has searched for the way to live rightly, to walk in peace with heaven above and in harmony with one another on earth. God, in His mercy, gave us 10 commandments, not as heavy burdens but as guiding stars. And when we listen carefully, we find their echoes in the wisdom of ancient sages, proving that truth is one though spoken in many tongues. Now, let us journey through the 10 teachings of God through ancient wisdom and discover how they can still shape our lives today. 1. Worship the one true God. You shall have no other gods before me. Exodus 20 verse 3. Every great journey begins with a single direction. If the compass points in many ways at once, the traveler will be lost. So too with the soul. To worship the one true God is to center life on the unshakable. Ancient sages said, "The root must be firm, then the branches will flourish." In our modern world, idols may not always be statues of stone. They can be money, power, fame, or even our own pride. But if the heart kneels before these false gods, peace will never come. Worshipping God alone restores clarity and freedom. 2. Do not make idols. You shall not bow to graven images. Exodus 20 verses 4 to 5. The ancients warned, man should not worship what his hands have carved. Idolatry is not only the making of images but the raising of anything created above the Creator. Think of the potter who forgets the clay in his hands and begins to bow before the vessel he just shaped. Foolishness, is it not? And yet, when we place possessions or human achievements above God, we do the same. To live free of idols is to live with eyes fixed on the eternal, not the temporary. 3. Honor God's name. Do not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Exodus 20 verse 7. Words carry power. The ancients taught, speech is the seed of destiny. To misuse the name of God is to treat lightly what is holy. But when we speak His name with reverence, we invite blessing. Think of a son who calls his father with respect. The relationship deepens. But if he mocks that name, dishonor falls on both. So it is with the name of God. To keep His name sacred is to keep our hearts humble. For, keep the Sabbath holy. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. Exodus 20 verse 8. Ancient wisdom says, rest is not idleness but harmony with heaven. God Himself rested on the seventh day after creation, setting an eternal rhythm. In our restless age, where time is consumed by work and worry, keeping a day of rest is not weakness but strength. It is a chance to breathe, to listen, and to return to God. The Sabbath is the sanctuary of time, a reminder that life is more than labor. It is communion with the eternal. 5. Honor father and mother. Honor your father and your mother. Exodus 20 verse 12. The ancients proclaimed, filial piety is the root of virtue. Parents give us life, nurture, and wisdom. To honor them is to acknowledge the soil from which we grew. In honoring parents, we do not deny their flaws but recognize their sacrifice. A tree that forgets its roots will wither. So too the child who dishonors father and mother loses the blessing of heaven. Gratitude and respect open the door to long life and peace. 6. Do not kill. You shall not murder. Exodus 20 verse 13. Life is sacred because it bears the breath of God. Ancient wisdom reminds, to destroy life unjustly is to wound heaven itself. This command is more than the prohibition of bloodshed. It calls us to guard life in all its forms, to protect the weak, to lift the broken, and to choose peace over violence. When anger stirs the heart, remember, to preserve life is to walk with God, to destroy it is to walk away from Him. 7. Do not commit adultery. You shall not commit adultery. Exodus 20 verse 14. The ancients said, a broken vow poisons the soul. Marriage is not only a union of two people but a covenant before God. To betray that covenant is to shatter trust, leaving wounds that linger for generations. In an age where love is often confused with desire, this teaching is a reminder: true love is faithful, selfless, and enduring. Adultery may promise pleasure, but it always delivers pain. Purity and loyalty, however, build homes that last. 8. Do not steal. You shall not steal. Exodus 20 verse 15. The wise said, "Greed blinds the heart and robs peace from the thief." Theft is not only the taking of possessions but the stealing of trust, dignity, and fairness. Every stolen thing carries hidden chains. Wealth gained by deceit soon becomes a curse. But contentment, honesty, and hard work bring a richer treasure, peace of mind. To live without stealing is to walk lightly and sleep soundly. 9. Do not bear false witness. You shall not lie against your neighbor. Exodus 20 verse 16. Ancient sages warned, "A crooked tongue can topple kings and ruin families." Lies spread like wildfire. Once unleashed, they cannot be called back. Truth is light. When you speak truth, you stand in God's brightness. Lies may win for a moment, but they rot the soul and destroy trust. To guard your words is to guard your own soul, and to protect the bonds of community. 10. Do not covet. You shall not covet. Exodus 20 verse 17. Envy is a silent thief. The ancients said, "The envious heart is never full, even when its hands overflow." Coveting what belongs to another blinds us to our own blessings. It turns joy into bitterness, peace into restlessness. But contentment is freedom. When we give thanks for what we have, we see abundance where others see lack. Gratitude transforms the heart, and envy fades away. Conclusion. These 10 teachings, born from the voice of God and echoed by the wisdom of the ancients, are not relics but living truths. They are lamps for our feet, guiding us through the storms of life. The ancients said, "To live in harmony with heaven is to live in harmony with oneself." And Jesus himself summed it up simply. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and love your neighbor as yourself. If we hold fast to these, we will not lose our way. For to live by God's commandments is to walk in love, and love never fails.